So I had a fun one. I go out to my garage, step inside. It's a nice cool afternoon a couple days ago. Pull the battery disconnect, start the car up. It starts a little sluggish, but it does start, roars to life. Take it for a drive, wind in my hair, life is good. Go to the grocery store to get some snacks. Step out, turn the key, clunk, nothing. Just almost tried to start. I thought for sure the battery would charge. I was wrong. The 8-year-old Optima battery had lived a good life. It died, and it's time to replace it. And that's when I realized those things are expensive. So let's explore some options and see if we can find something a little more cost effective. So this is the battery that I have in my Cutlass, and it's actually also the battery I was planning to run in my Trans Am. So 2 batteries, and both happen to need to be replaced this year. The Cutlass from Age and the Trans Am because I haven't bought one yet. Pulled this up, looked at the price tag, and kind of, choked a little bit. That's a lot of money to spend on batteries. Even thought about making them more easily detachable and just swapping it from car to car because I can only drive one at a time. But that's a little excessive. My Optima did last a really long time, so I have no complaints. And I was using a flush tray, or a low mount tray, just about like this one. And I really liked that, but started looking for some alternative batteries, and the AC Delco, also an AGM battery, more than $100 off per battery. Similar specs, and I thought this is probably a better way to go. All of the brackets that I find for these are pretty much garbage. I don't like the looks of any of them. That doesn't stop us from designing one, so let's jump into the design and see what we can come up with. So we're in SolidWorks, and I did just a quick, pretty crude model of the battery, but I tried to capture the detail, basically the footprint, and then these undercut details, and then rolling through a quick layout for the bottom plate. So showing the tab here slotted. The intention is to use PEM studs. I'll insert an image somewhere, and then thumb nuts here on the side. So if it's mounted like with this side parallel to the long axis of the car, front to back is well controlled. And then jump to the assembly. I was able to find in GrabCAD the Flaming River disconnect that somebody had modeled, so that's pretty cool. With that said, I exported a step file of the bent components and had them laser cut, and they showed up a few days later. I thought it was worth showing that in SendCutSend's website you can see the parts as they're going to be bent, as well as the 2D pattern. They'll flag any issues with the bending and whatnot. So they actually came pre-bent, looking just like this. Let's jump into the real world. So the astute will notice that I'm picking up hex bolts and not PEM studs. I forgot to order them, and if you don't combine it with other stuff, you spend more on shipping than you spend on the PEM studs. So I'm just gonna cut some studs out of some hex bolts, use the porta band here to knock the heads off, and I'll weld them in, just plug weld them, and it'll be fine. Honestly, probably just as good of a solution. And it only takes a minute to blast the heads off of here. And I tried to show these, but they didn't focus well. And then I think this camera's a little unhappy with me. I wonder if all of the welding has caused it to, it just doesn't seem like it's doing a good job today. So we're over at the welding table getting set up, and you notice the gold fastener on the table. That's a furniture nut that I just happen to have in 5/16 thread, and that has a really nice wide base on it. And so I pulled these out of my hardware bin, thinking this will be a nice way to hold the studs in place, make sure they're square in both directions, and get a quick tack on them. And aside from being impatient and almost burning my fingers a couple times, this worked out really nicely. 5 stars. I did try to weld them quickly on one side and then immediately jump to 180 degrees, on the weld to try and get it connected in multiple places and keep them from trying to distort. And that showed that, it seemed to be successful in that I could take the nuts off with minimal binding or anything. So I'm gonna save that trick for later. That works pretty well. So we've got 4 studs pointing down. Those are gonna be the attachment for the tray into the body, and then the 2 pointing up are for the retainer. So let's do a quick assembly and see what this thing's going to look like. We're getting the Flaming River disconnect put in place. Fitment is excellent. It has an alignment dowel that clocks it, and it's nice and tight to the body of the battery, as we'll see in just a moment. Ample clearance though. Fitment's great with plenty of room for maybe some neoprene rubber just to keep it from sliding around. A quick pan over the whole assembly. I'm ready to get this bolted in the car. I am really happy with how this turned out. So off camera, I have the first battery tray completed, installed in the Cutlass, and I've been using it. It's been great. The one you saw me prep in this video is for the Trans Am that includes the battery disconnect. That's going to be installed in the next week or two. One step closer to getting that car ready to fire. So very excited about that, trying to piece away at that in between customer work, which is great. If you made it this far, you're one out of very few that makes it to the end of the video. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I like the needle moving, although for some reason YouTube analytics aren't favoring me recently, so it's whatever, it's all for fun. Thanks, and I'll see you next week.